Kido and the missing duck. Kido's heart thumped like a drum in a parade when he saw the empty, knocked-over duck house. The tiny blue door was swinging open. The straw bed was scattered everywhere. But worst of all, Puddles, the little yellow duck who followed him everywhere, was gone. A quick note before the story begins. Hey friends, if you love stories about kindness and real-life adventures, hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to like and share this story with someone who needs a little warmth today. Now, let's waddle into the tale. It happened on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. I remember because my socks were soaked from jumping in Puddles something. Puddles and I always did together. I'm Kido. I was 8 years old then, with messy brown hair and a bandage on my left knee from a tree climbing accident. Puddles wasn't just a duck. He was my shadow. He followed me to breakfast, waited outside the bathroom door, and even tried to climb onto the school bus once. Mum said he thought he was a dog. I think he thought he was me. That morning, I had built him a new duck house under the big oak tree. I used old wood from Grandpa's shed and painted the roof yellow, just like his feathers. Puddles waddled inside, turned around 3 times, and gave me a soft quack that meant, "This is perfect." But when I came back after lunch, the house was wrecked. My first thought was fear. Did a fox find him? My second thought was guilt. I should have put a stronger lock. My third thought was action. I grabbed my red raincoat, my flashlight, and a bag of dried corn, Puddles' favorite. "Mom, he's gone!" I shouted. She came running, flour on her apron. "Oh, honey, we'll find him. Remember what we always say?" I nodded, swallowing a lump in my throat. Kindness looks for what's lost, even when it's hard. I searched the garden first. Nothing but wet leaves and a grumpy robin. Then the ditch behind the house. Mud sucked at my boots. I called his name over and over. "Puddles, Puddles." No answer. Mrs. Gable from next door saw me crying near the fence. She was old and used to yell at kids who stepped on her petunias. But that day, her face softened. "Lost your little friend, have you?" she asked. I nodded, wiping my nose with my sleeve. She disappeared into her house and came back with a worn map of the neighborhood. When I was a girl, I lost my cat, Marshmallow. I drew every hiding spot in this area. Checked the storm drain behind the church. Animals go there when they're scared or hurt. That was kindness number 1. A map from a grumpy neighbor. I ran to the church. The storm drain was covered with leaves. I pulled them away, aimed my flashlight into the dark and whispered, "Puddles?" A tiny quack echoed back. My heart leaped, but then I saw the problem. The drain was deep about 6 feet down, and the ladder rungs were rusty. I couldn't reach him. Puddles was huddled on a dry ledge, shivering, one wing drooping. "Stay there, buddy. I'll get help." I sprinted to the corner store, where Mr. Alvarez sold fruit and kindness. He'd once given me a free mango when I forgot my money. I burst through the door, panting. "Mr. Alvarez, Puddles is in the storm drain." He didn't ask questions. He grabbed a rope, a bucket, and a soft towel. "Let's go, Mio." That was kindness number 2. A shopkeeper who dropped everything for a duck. Back at the drain, Mr. Alvarez tied the rope to a fence post and lowered the bucket. "Can you climb down?" I was scared, but I thought of Puddles alone in the dark. Kindness looks for what's lost. I climbed down carefully, my boots slipping twice. When I reached the bottom, Puddles hobbled toward me and buried his head under my arm. "I've got you," I whispered. I wrapped him in the towel, put him in the bucket, and Mr. Alvarez pulled us both up. Puddles was wet, scared, and his wing was hurt, but he was alive. We took him to Dr. Lee, the vet. She fixed his wing with a tiny blue bandage and didn't charge us a penny. "Pay it forward," she said with a smile. "Help another creature someday." That was kindness number 3. That night, Puddles slept in a box next to my bed. Every few minutes, he'd open one eye, look at me, and close it again. He knew he was safe. Conclusion, value-based. Here's what I learned that rainy Tuesday. Kindness isn't a big, fancy thing. It's a neighbor sharing an old map. A storekeeper grabbing a rope. A vet saying, "Pay it, forward." Kindness is showing up when something or someone is lost, scared, or broken, even if it's just a little yellow duck. The world gets dark sometimes, but kindness is the flashlight that leads us home. So here's my strong call to action for you right now. This week, look for someone or something that is missing. Maybe it's a pet. Maybe it's a friend who feels lonely. Maybe it's a family member you haven't talked to in a while. Go find them. Be there, Mr. Alvarez. Be there, Mrs. Gable. And when you do, come back and tell me in the comments. And if this story made you smile or remember your own puddles, please subscribe, like, and share this video or post. Kindness grows when we pass it on. Together, we can make sure no one stays lost in the dark. Quack.